Alright, welcome to a little bit of King of the Iron Fist Tournament 3 with Tiny Dinosaurs. I haven't played this character in a long time, so let's see if I even remember any moves. I know he can fart, I just don't know how to fart. That's not how you fart. That's how you fart! Jeez, what a weird game. So what do I have to talk about? So I know I'm late to the party on this. Everyone's already stopped talking about it. I don't really care. But the okay boomer girl. I'm not gonna show footage of her. I don't really care. My opinion, if you want a real okay boomer girl, you go to Tekken 3 and you get Ling Xiao Yu.
Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Yeah, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer. Yeah, boomer. Whatever you say, boomer.
But anyways, there was one part of the story that really amused me. And sure, fine, she's fairly attractive. She dances around, and people see the video, and she goes from like a couple years with only a couple hundred subscribers or followers or whatever. I don't even know what platform she's on. To I don't remember if it was overnight or or if it was like over a course of a week, but suddenly she has like 100,000 subscribers. In other words, doing a wee bit better. I don't even know what all these moves are. Hey, Ripley. But the part of the story, I watched one video on it. There was like a video about her being canceled, apparently on some tweet or something. She used the N-word. So there's a good way to maintain your fans. But anyways, the part of the story that amused me, someone like was on her Instagram, I think, and saw pictures of her with her boyfriend. And like basically overnight, she lost like 30,000 subscribers. And I think the whole, oh wow, you sit there in front of a camera, you win, really bored in sexy clothes, I'm just going to throw money at you. Like, I think those guys are idiots anyways. But the fact that this girl lost so many subscribers when people found out that she had a boyfriend means that there were tens of thousands of people sitting in a pool of over 100,000 people who thought, if I stand in this group of people throwing money at her and I throw money at her, she'll notice me and fall in love with me. Oh no, I lost. That's the main part I wanted to bring up. I just think that's ridiculous. It's like, seriously, people? What a world we live in. So Tekken 3. Right now I'm playing as, I believe, the only character that's never appeared in another Tekken game. This game has one other secret character, Dr. Boskatovich, I think is how you pronounce his name. The guy who created Yoshimitsu. I don't think I have him unlocked, but he's fantastic. Like, basically the first thing he does is he falls on his back and just starts scooting around the level. But this is one of my favorite fighting games. I love this game. Gong was a licensed character that Namco got the rights to for this game. It's like a anime or comic book character or something in Japan. And so basically, to use him again, they would have to purchase the rights for him again. Although I never did look into it, I'm curious if, what was it, like 2 years ago when they released the PlayStation Classic? It had Tekken 3 on it. I wonder if Gong was in that version of it. I never looked that up. because basically if that license is expired, then they wouldn't be able to sell a new copy of the game with him in it. Things I should have probably looked up before I talked about them. Oh well, who cares? This game, man, it brought a lot of changes. A lot of the characters were greatly updated from previous versions. A major one is Li Wolong, who was introduced in Tekken 2. And oops. Like, he was always kind of a parody of Jackie Chan. But in Tekken 2, he had like one extra stance. Like, he could, I don't even remember what stance it was. It wasn't the crane stance, but he could go back in like some kind of kung fu stance. And come here, I want to throw you. Can I throw you? I think my arm is too short to throw. Get over here. Nope, that's not how you throw. Oh, I almost threw him. Okay, I'm gonna get a different character. But yeah, like Lee in this game has like 4 or 5 different kung fu stances. I wonder if I can do any of them. I'm gonna try. I've never been good at Lee. He's definitely, as far as I remember, like one of the more complicated characters. I'll goof around in arcade mode a bit longer, and then I will jump to some of the other modes. This was also the game where they started introducing additional modes. Like, I think Tekken 1 and 2 had like some of the I don't know how to do most of his stances. That's not working. There, that's what I would try to do. No. There. It's like a super powerful kick, and the computer knows it's happening, so they always stop it. But yeah, the previous games, I think, just had this stuff kind of common to fighting games, you know, practice, time attack, stuff like that. This is where you started adding in, like, weird things. Like, this was the first game to have the Tekken Force, which was a side-scroller beat-em-up. It had, like, a volleyball game. Then in the next game, Tekken Tag Tournament, which was basically an updated version of this game with all the previous characters added back in. But that game had bowling in it, as well as a different version of Tekken Force. I think they kept on putting Tekken Force games in until 7. Or not 7, 6. And in 6, it's like actually the main mode. Like, it's weird. You're running through the levels, and then you have a limited attacks in the. I'm not even paying attention to the game. I'm just hitting buttons. You have like a limited amount of attacks when you're in the beat 'em up sections, and then you get to the boss fights, which are the actual characters, and that's where you do the actual fights. I don't know. It was weird.
Round 1, fight.
Oh. Yeah, Jin was introduced in this game and then went on to basically be the main character of the franchise.
Round 2.
Alright, let's see if I can figure this out. Come on. Okay, I did Art of Something. Still got that cough. Look at that pose.
You win.
So this is now.
Round
This
one.
this is probably one of when you're talking about video game like PlayStation 1 video games, going for realistic human models. This is probably one of, if not the best looking game on the PlayStation. I'm really bad at Lee. But my hesitation in saying that is it's a different game, different kind of game. Like you compare this to
You win.
Metal Gear Solid. The character models in this
Round two.
definitely look better than Metal Gear Solid. Like especially in the face. The faces on here, they actually modeled them, whereas on Metal Gear Solid, it's just like little gray blocks to. Oh, there's the lips. There's the eyes. Sorry, but Metal Gear Solid's also having you in these decently sized, not huge, but
Round
decently
one.
sized stages that you can freely explore. Whereas this is like a platform that kind of goes on indefinitely, and I'm assuming that's just a picture in the background, not a actual modeled thing. Yeah, parts of it might be modeled the way that the camera moves around it.
Round two. Fight.
So because of the nature of fighting games and like how much you're forced to create for the world, it allows them to put a lot more effort into the character models. So it's really not surprising that this is one of the better, if not the best looking games on the PlayStation 1. Now if you're going all games, then it's probably going to end up being something like Castlevania Symphony of the Night, something 2D.
You lose. Final round. Fight.
I know a lot of people poo-poo on the graphics of the original Metal Gear Solid. Honestly, well, like I said, like, okay, the character models, the bodies on the character models look fine. That didn't work. The faces look horrible. And that stands out. I think this is why people say the game looks bad. The bad faces stand out really noticeably in any kind of cutscene, because the game series is known for using the in-game graphics for the in-game graphics for all the cutscenes. Oh boy. Sure. And so on PlayStation 1, decent character models, but a really
Round
bad
one.
face.
Fight.
Oh, that makes all those shortcomings stand out very noticeably. Haha. Yeah, this is the. It's not the. I want to reset because that's not the armor I wanted for Yoshimitsu. Let's try it.
Round one.
This is my favorite Yoshimitsu costume. I was really annoyed when they just backhander. I was really annoyed when they kept on changing it, trying to make it look more awesome. I was like, no, it looked awesome in 3. Go back to 3. Wow, I'm surprised that worked. To you two. I love it. The weirdest thing.
Round 2. Fight.
Should probably choose like Law. Someone like really fast with a lot of flippy moves. Ah! Oh, that should have. That's bull poopy. I like it. Oh, that didn't hit it. Yeah.
You win.
I won a round. I'm gonna jump to Tekken Force. I think I have to. Gumball.
Round 1. Fight.
What was that?
KO. You round 2. Fight.
Crow. So, Orang, or how you pronounce his name, I think he was one of my favorite new characters in this game. But this right here, this is basically what I wanted when I first heard there was going to be like a 3D Final Fight game. Like, give me a side scroller, give me a expanded set of moves. So like, you look at the original Final Fight, it was basically you had your attack button that you could hit once or hit multiple times for a combo. Yeah, this is fun, but it's obvious the controls are not meant for side scroller game. One thing they did that helps is you automatically turn towards your attackers. Otherwise, you'd be like just jamming up and down to try to turn. But yeah, in the last video, not the last Castlevania video, I talked about the Final Fight Streetwise. Like, this is basically what I wanted, like a nice side scroller, expanded moveset, just, you know, good old fun. In the words of John Tron, if it's good for the kids, or if it's good for the adults, it's good for the kids.
Fight.
Oh yeah, I was saying in the original game, basically you had your single attack button, you had a second attack button for your special move. It would actually take damage, like take your own health, and then you had like a jump button and a pickup button, pretty much. So not really a ton of options when it came to fighting. So I don't think necessarily it needs to be as complicated as a full-fledged fighting game. But having multiple attack buttons for punches and kicks and having combo special moves, stuff like that, would have been nice. I am not doing good. Holy crap.
Game over.
Yes, the game is over. That didn't go well. Well, let's see. I've only been playing for about 21 minutes. But I'll end on a random video. Let's do Gong's video. Oh yeah, Paul. His basic storyline for the games is that he's the greatest fighter and he should have won all 3 tournaments up to this point, but something always happens that stops him from getting to the last fight. So yeah, in this one he gets a ticket. I think it's in like Tekken 2. There's like a car accident that prevents him from passing. I forget what Tekken 1 is. His arms go a little too straight. Alright, I'm gonna do Gong and we're going to call it good. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, my dear friends. Until next time.